Hello, hello, my Facebook friends. Yes, it was a late schedule. I wasn't sure if I was going to get to do this today. My normal 4 o'clock, I had some family issues, but I thought I'm going to do it anyway. Listen, we have such bad weather all over the country. Minus 50 and snow and ice and rain. We're all hanging out here anyway, so let's chat a little bit. So in my T-Tapp group, somebody, and thank you, Casey, for asking me the question, or if I would, do a guide to give us the top moves to help raise metabolism. And I thought, what a great question. And then I asked further, well, let's all see. It's not just me. Like, what do you guys find really helps you raise metabolism? Which moves? And every move that everybody said was like dead on right. But why? Why would those moves specifically raise metabolism? So I thought, I'm going to come on today. Let's break this down just a little bit. Yes, I'm going to give you my favorite moves, but then we're going to go down the metabolism rabbit hole just a little bit. Okay. Now, for those of you that say, Renee, you just ramble on and on, I don't have time to listen to you. I'm going to start with my 3 favorite moves. Okay. My 3 favorite T-Tapp moves. Here they are. Then I'm going to tell you why. Number 1, and I actually have 4. If you don't mind, I'm going to give you 4, okay? So my first favorite is reach scoop, okay? Now I'm going to explain why I love reach scoop. Then my next absolute favorite, and anybody takes the classes know I have to do jazz twist in all its different variations. Love me some jazz twist. And then, of course, either T-Tapp twist stretch or the full T-Tapp if you're able to do that one. There you go, my top 3. And then you got to add Hoe Downs because that's your aerobics. And there's so much to that one and why really you could just do that to raise your metabolism. Okay, so why did I pick those 3? Let's break this down just a little bit, shall we? All right, so what I knew, number 1, Casey, when I asked, what was it? Because exactly what is it we're looking to do? Are we really looking to raise metabolism? Are we looking to cinch in? Are we looking to drop down blood sugar? I mean, there's a lot of things when we say that. What do we really mean by that? So I'm going to go down just a little further. I'm going to say, here's something to keep in mind. Is our body composition. Okay, now I'm not going to talk about thyroid and all that other stuff. Yes, absolutely. That's huge to this whole issue. I'm just talking about fitness and movement, okay, with this issue. So the more muscle that we have, the higher our metabolism or our rate of metabolic rate, I can say it if I slow down, my metabolic rate is going to go up. Why? Because muscle is very vascular and it's very metabolically active. It uses a lot of energy just to keep itself active during the day. So even if you don't move, if you have more muscle on your body, you're going to burn more calories, if you will, okay? The more fat you have, the less metabolism, because fat is essentially metabolically inert. It's just there as a storage form of energy, right? So when we eat too much or we have hormone imbalance or whatever, and the body starts storing fat, it's really there so that in famine times, the body can now switch from using food or whatever it is we're eating to getting into those little fat stores and gobbling them up for energy. So if you think about what moves give us the most amount of muscle, right there, that's one way of looking at how do you raise metabolism. Okay, so that's going to take me now down to what Casey actually asked me. And I was really just surprised and impressed that she remembered this. But I tell a story, it's a true story, that one time Teresa Tapp came up to Atlanta and the 2 of us had an appointment at an insurance company. And this nurse came down to accompany us upstairs and we're standing there. And the nurse says, you know, I've just been working out and exercising and nothing ever happens. I can't seem to lose any weight. And Teresa just looked over at her and she said, I can tell you where you're holding back your metabolism. And it's right here. And she pointed across the woman's back, right up in here. So Casey, you are so right. That's exactly what I said. And I was like fascinated, like, really? What does that mean? Well, here's what it meant. The woman was very short torsoed, but this is true for all of us. And short torso can typically be wider across the top and the shoulders, a smaller neck, and of course we're very short torso because I'm kind of a combo short torso. And so typically we tend to do this. This is very common. Now it's common with so many of us anyway because we're all sitting at our computer and doing this. But when you do this and the head is forward, you're not actually activating all this muscle up in the top. So it becomes inert. You're stretching in a certain place, but we're not activating. So what Teresa was saying was when you can open up here, get the, she would call it ribs up, and start to work in the top back of your back, activating, now you can start getting more muscle up in the top of the back. And that is core muscle, core training, okay? So we think about the core and we think, well, the core is just this little belly, and of course it is, but core is really, just think about it all, right? It's really from here all the way down through the torso. So the more that you can work the muscles up and down your core around the spine, right? That's how we're going to cinch in and create more muscle. Now, yes, the more we're going to use the legs, these are big muscles, so the stronger you get here that works, then of course that's going to raise your metabolic rate as well. The more muscle you have in the arms, that's going to do it too. This is why people stress weight training, and I'll go into that in just a moment. So that's why when I said my favorite moves are moves always that are going to give us range of motion, I'll just call that, where we're going to work the spine from all the different ways that it moves. So reach, scoop, we do big stretches here, right? With a movement, we're going to stretch that way. Jazz twist, we're going to do some rotations. We're rotating and moving. We're working every muscle in the body with every T-Tapp move. It's one of the reasons that it is so powerful. So we're activating the muscles. We're using every muscle in the body with every move. And then when you just, if you just want to do a few, any of those moves that are going to do side stretches, rotations, T-Tapp twists, T-Tapp twist rolling down, all those moves are fabulous. How about lawnmowers? Oh yeah, that's going to stretch you up your side. How about the box? We're going to the side. You got it. So you can see how Teresa put all this in there. How about primary back stretch? Curl and scoop. What are we doing? Full body working the spine. And so with every movement, she got that in there. It's why I am so loving my new original bar class. It's so strengthening. We just build strong muscles. I am so strong and have so cinched in with those moves. Why? Because they build strong muscle and we're working deep intrinsic. Okay, now you can put that aside for 1 second, and then we can also talk about just from raising the metabolic rate. Science has told us at this point that high intensity interval training also actually will raise the metabolic rate. If that's really what you're looking to do, that's another way to do it, and it's very effective. So you warm the body up, and then you do something really fast, get the heart rate up, and then we slow it down for like 60 seconds. There's all a little bit different, right? And then we raise it back up, and then we slow it back down. And that's great if that's something you're looking to do. I personally don't love that. It doesn't feel good in my body, but if that's something that works for you, it's great. Now, in actuality, T-Tapp was designed to be a high-intensity interval training workout. So when you think about it, primary back stretch is going to warm you up. Plies, okay, we're raising, right? We're getting fast. It's going fast. That's your high intensity. That's your big interval. And then we're going to slow it down. But we're slowing it down with muscle activation. We're going to stretch out in the spine, right? And then we're going to do some of these. We can go faster, and some of them she did jazz twist quicker. And then we're going to slow it down with the box and do some stretching. So I think you get the picture. When you do it like that, it really is. And also, Teresa had, when she did especially total and some of her newer basics, she would do 4 reps slow, 4 reps fast. Why? There's your intervals. 4 reps slow, you kind of get brain-body connection. Then 4 reps fast, you get more of the aerobics. And then we go on to the next move, 4 slow, 4 fast. Now, by the way, Do you know what gobbles glucose faster than anything else in your whole body? I'm just going to let you know. It's your brain. The brain is a huge glucose gobbler. Okay, so now think about another reason why T-Tapp could be so effective. And also, it's not necessarily raising metabolism. I'm talking about gobbling glucose, but we're all good about that, right? So with T-Tapp, you gotta think, don't you? You gotta think. We're like, what am I doing? I'm crossing here, I'm going there. Here's another reason why. Let's go to our Hoe Downs now. What is Hoe Down doing? Well, Hoe Downs is, I'm going to call it interval. It's a little higher interval depending on whether you're slowing it down or you're raising it. But regardless, you're working every muscle in the body, right? You're working big muscles. You're working core to lift. You're working up in the hip, okay? You're gobbling glucose because you're thinking, am I doing this right? I got the hands and the arms and everything else going. And you know, a lot of times when you come with me or watch some of the challenges, I did a Hoe Down challenge where I change up the count. So now if you're just used to going 4 and 2 and 1, and now you're just kind of going rote, oh no. Try doing it now and change up the count. Why? Because you got to think about it. And that's going to gobble up the glucose. And then you have all this crossing going on. So it's just another way to do it. Pretty cool, right? So I hope that gives you a little bit of information and why those Hoe Downs really do raise the metabolism, and why really anything that you're going to do that also can build muscle. It might not raise your metabolism that minute, okay? Although it will, because you're activating muscle, which is going to raise it. But it's not like high interval intensity training, but it definitely will. And the more muscle you have on your body, the more you're going to be able to have eat a little bit more and cinch in. That's just the way it is. Now, I did mention weight training, and I always like to say before I talk about weight training that if you are doing weight training and it is working for you and you love it, go for it. I am not somebody that's going to ever say not to do it. For me, and as a senior, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying that, but I am one. As a senior, you know, it is highly recommended that we do some weight training. And so sometimes, like if I'm doing some arms, I might, you know, use up to 2 pounds just to get a little more. But I personally really like using body weight with it. And part of that is because I'm going to tell you 99.9% of us have a lot of muscle imbalance, okay? And we're not super brain-body connected. So when you start putting weights at the end of extremities and you're not, even with perfect form, one side is going to offset the other and you're going to get a lot of muscular compensations. And I think sometimes that can really throw you off balance. Maybe if you already have one hip that's up, and of course comes the somatics and will start to release and get us all rebalanced, but most of us, you know, are going to have that, then you could exacerbate that kind of a thing. So unless you're right there working with somebody who is very experienced, might not be the absolute best, but again, anything you can do to increase that muscle on your body, there you have it. So again, T-Tapp, beautiful. It's why I'm loving the original bar, because it's so strengthening. And you know, we did the one where we were bench stretching and you can really feel that. You can experience it with us. And that's good. I don't think I have any comments. I'm just going to come, my camera's over here. Camera's there and everything else is here. So give me a second. I just want to go back and see. It looks like I have one comment. And somebody, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, said good to see you and thank you so much. And we'll have this to get back. Also, just so you know, and I'm going to extend it through tomorrow, that if any of you are looking, especially people that are new to T-Tapp and are like, Renee, I just don't know how to do it, I'm giving $15 off my recorded class packages that are the T-Tapp Method 101, where I go through every move in detail with its own video, so you can really start and experience how it should feel before you might move on. And the 3 moves to transformation, and one more, and I don't remember what it is, but I'll put it up here. And all you do when you go over is just to use coupon HEART15. So happy Valentine's Day, 1 day off, and I hope you guys are having a beautiful night. And let's continue the thread. If there's other moves or anything else you want to add about this, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. All right. Have a beautiful Monday. Stay warm and try to stay dry. Put on a fire and cuddle up with your family. Thanks, you guys. Love you all. Be safe.